Hi, everybody. I'm Adam.
I'm Michael.
And today we're going to discuss episode 4 of Game of Thrones, The Last of the Starks.
That was like on fucking cue.
Keeping that in because we're bored in Ohio. What the fuck is wrong with my cat?
That was amazing, actually.
Yeah, she was right fucking on cue.
The Last of the Starks.
I just want to give I want to get through a quick summary of this fucking, because last time we're so bad at like getting a quick summary out before we actually start getting into what we liked or disliked about it.
Yeah.
First, I want to say sorry. This is coming later than usual.
I've got migraines, people.
Mike's got migraines, and I started contracting again, so scheduling's a little off. Suck it up.
Please.
But anyway, this episode, it starts off directly after the White Walker battle, and they're burning their dead, and it kind of shows people in a grieving state, and then that turns to celebration, like, hey, we're fucking still alive. Great. Some people get drunk, some people fuck, some people get their hearts broken, but then they find somebody else to fuck. And then people start making really bad decisions. In this episode, Jon ends up telling his quotation fingers siblings who he really is. And of course, you tell one person, they're going to tell everybody.
Keep her mouth shut. Yeah.
No. Because she still doesn't like Dany and doesn't want her to be on the fucking throne. So Sansa's telling everybody else, like, hey, Jon is actually your dude. So they got that going on. Dany's still like pissed about it. And she's like, just keep it to yourself, bro. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Because I want to sit on that fucking throne. And then you can sit on my face.
Or she could sit on his. But,
yeah.
But yeah.
That's kind of what I meant. But maybe she's willing to let it go the other way.
Maybe she will. She'll let the coconuts just lay right in her
right
her
on
closed
there.
eyes.
Wear them like a Roman gladiator mask. What else happened? So the people like
Tormund got his heart broken.
Tormund got his heart broken. Jaime ends up fucking Brienne. But then Jaime's like, well, I gotta go to Cersei. And tries to say like, oh, I'm not a good dude. And leaves Brienne fucking crying.
I want to talk about that.
I do too.
Okay, good.
And Tyrion and Dany they're making their way to King's Landing to meet up where Jon's troops are going to be. And somehow they forgot that Euron Greyjoy has a fleet. And somehow Dany didn't see them.
Yeah.
And she's too fixated looking at Rhaegal flying a little better, healing. He's doing good. Look at him go. He's doing good. And he gets fucking shot by 3 giant bolts, taken down like a sack of potatoes. She gets all fucking pissed and almost goes on a death run.
I got one thing to say about that.
Well, hold on. Let me just...
Those damn crossbows can't pivot, man. Just fly to the left. Go around behind them and blast them. They can't turn those boats around fast enough.
That's true.
I was like, what? This is stupid.
We'll get back to like, because some of the issues I have with the episode are logic based. But so that happens, and then her fleet gets taken out. The survivors like wash up on a nearby island. Missandei goes missing, and Grey Worm's freaking the fuck out. So Dany wants just to go fucking light it up, and Tyrion once again tries to get her not to do that and convinces her to go try to negotiate Cersei's surrender. Before that, him and Varys have a conversation about treason. Varys is basically saying, I'll do whatever I can to protect the realm, including, he's implying killing Dany so that Jon's the ruler. But when Dany and Tyrion, with some of their army and Drogon way in the back, keeping them safe, show up at the, I guess it seems like a newly formed wall.
It does.
Around King's Landing. Cersei's there. And I really want to talk about this scene, but she's there. They have Missandei. Tyrion, like, tries to talk her into it, like, for, like, using her motherly instincts.
Yeah. But there's a big issue with that, by the way.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cersei, nah. And she says to Missandei, if you have any last words, have at it. Missandei chooses to yell, Dracarys. And then the mountain proceeds to decapitate her, much to the dismay of Grey Worm, and now an ever so more pissed Dany.
Yeah.
And she walks off super pissed. And that's Jason. That's the episode. It was all kind of moving to the next aggression.
Don't you think the next episode is going to start immediately at the end of this one when they're walking away? Because I feel like they're setting up that Dany's just going to start attacking before Jon even gets there. I mean, the way it feels. I feel like the next episode, just because this is another battle episode, the next one is. They've already said that.
I can't imagine
with her tiny little fleet of people.
Right. And you don't watch the trailers either.
No, yeah.
So
don't say anything. All right.
I mean, technically.
You got to quit watching those because
I don't. Why?
Because I don't need you to.
Technically, what you're thinking could happen based off of the trailers.
Okay.
Technically. But let's dive into this.
Let's go. Let's start from the beginning. And then, because I want to touch on some things.
Okay.
Mostly you.
It started off, it's super sad. Let's saying goodbye to people one more time in case people forgot who died.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the real fun of it was when they all started getting fucking drunk. And Tormund's pickup lines are the fucking best.
They're the best.
Which one of you cowards shit in my pants? It's fucking brilliant.
It is.
But I mean, the whole thing about that was driving more of a wedge between Jon and Dany, because she sees how his people,
just
flock to him and praise him, like. And Tormund's talking about how this motherfucker rode a dragon, and she's like, "Bitch, please! I've been riding dragons for like the past 4 seasons."
Yeah.
But
then again, she's got to realize they don't know who he is, so they're thinking he's just some Northman who got on a dragon, but that's not. So she's got to back off a little bit. In reality, if you think about it.
But I mean, how they have it, she's secluded. She's very alone.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously that was on purpose. And this is where apparently there was a coffee cup in the scene. I didn't notice it while I watched it that night, but it was a huge debacle.
Which, you know what? This whole scene is not a big deal. Every time we all get together at a party, we don't stay anywhere near our wives. We separate.
Yeah.
It's
you
normal.
gotta go mingle.
You gotta mingle.
What did you think of Sansa's little reunion with the Hound?
Oh, you mean Arya? Or when Sansa talks
Sansa.
to the Hound?
Because that's the first time she's talked to him since he's been brought back into the fold.
Again, as much of a terrible bastard that he makes himself sound and out to be, I like that once again he makes a comment that he would have been there for her and helped her.
That she wouldn't have had to go through any of that shit if he would have left, or she would have left with him.
Yeah.
But then she says, well, I'd still be that basically naive little girl if I would have left with you. Which is also her way of saying, like, I don't mind the fact that I got raped and all this stuff. That felt really weird.
That felt really
like I get that she's saying, like, the things that I went through helped me become this strong individual now, but it's such a weird way to say it.
It's a weird way to say it. Especially since he literally talked about her being broken.
Yeah.
By,
Yeah. And not kindly. Yeah. Fucking Hound. He's a good one too, how he talks.
He is.
the whole some of that like shot a hole through one of your theories immediately
What?
was Danny proclaiming that Gendry is now legitimate and now he's the king of Storm, or he's not the king but the Lord of Storm's
Doesn't
End.
shoot a hole in that. He could still.
Oh, it does.
No. He's
Did you see him get down on his knee with Arya and be like, I don't even know how to use a fucking fork? Do you think this guy has kingly aspirations?
Hey, I didn't say who gets on the throne at the end deserves it or should be there.
He won't be there.
I'm saying it is. Look, here's my problem with Jon getting there.
No, don't get me wrong. I don't want Jon or Danny on the throne.
I mean,
If someone's going to be on the throne, I don't want either fucking one of them.
I don't want Danny because
And
she's gonna turn into a fucking nutcase eventually, like full blown.
This episode in particular sold me on the fact that I don't want either one of them.
What's your disdain for Jon then?
Jon is a little fucking bitch. And he's turning into a whiny baby man.
It's just because Danny's pushing him around and he's letting her push him around. That bothers you.
No, that's not that. It's he's a smarter character than what they're doing with him right now.
I will say the last two episodes, the way that or I shouldn't say the last two, the one before this, the one before the long night, where he basically is like, I'm not gonna. He seemed very puss out with Danny when she was talking to him, and for her to sit there and tell him not to say shit to anybody, even though he says, I need to say something to my sisters, and then him just immediately break down and say, okay, I won't do it then. He's a very loyal and...
We'll see. He's drunk on the pussy.
Yes.
Because I was waiting, like, the only thing I wanted from this episode at some point was somebody to say how stupid it would be to go fight another war when you literally just lost half of your people, and the people that are still alive need some fucking recoup. Yeah. And Sansa was that person. And for Jon to be like, no, we made a pledge.
I mean, she says we fight, we fight. I agree with you, but...
It's so fucking stupid. You can still uphold your pledge. They don't have to attack right now.
I agree with you completely.
Danny's whole bullshit about, like, my enemies aren't waiting. They're getting stronger.
Blah, yeah.
Go fuck yourself. That doesn't mean you go on a fucking suicide run just for the shot at it.
They're held up at King's Landing going nowhere.
Yeah.
You get 2 fucking dragons on land. They're not going to come fight you. They're not.
Yeah, so that made me very much dislike Jon's decision making and making me think, okay, well, I know he doesn't want the throne.
Yes.
So there's that. But I think he would be bad for it because he's already making really dumb decisions at his second whiff of the sweet promised land.
The vagine,
yeah.
Should I say? You didn't. Maybe you did, and I didn't catch it. You didn't mention Bronn with his bullshit with Tyrion and Jaime, did you?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I did forget that in the summary, but we can get to that. Actually, let's talk. Just go ahead and talk about that now.
I have a problem with it.
I don't.
This is my only problem. Okay. Yes, he's a sellsword. Yes, he's basically since the get-go, when he first came on as a sellsword, and then Tyrion offered him a lot of money to change, and basically kill off the people he was with and go with him, and he'll give him more money.
Yeah.
He established himself like that. But all of the downtime between when he has to protect or do this or this or this, yes, they've also promised him other things while he's doing this, but he has at many times shown kindness and care for both Jaime and for Tyrion.
The thing about that is
his motivation is still get stuff.
As long as they're still alive, they have power to make him more powerful.
I agree. Here's my worry. Okay. I like his character. Mm-hmm. I believe that he is a honorable guy he is an honorable guy in his own way, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
My problem is I don't want to happen what I see coming. And that is still going on that theory that Arya takes Jaime's face, goes to Cersei, and as she's just about to kill Cersei, Bronn, knowing that Cersei at this point in time has the upper hand because something happened. I see Cersei getting an upper hand sometime either next episode or whatever, it looks like she's going to maintain power. Then she comes in as Jaime, and Bronn thinks it's Jaime and fucking shoots a crossbow and kills Arya, when in reality, and then I'm like, not that way. I don't want it. It's like R.R. Martin, and it's like Game of Thrones to do it that way. I don't want it that way. If he's going to kill Jaime or if he's going to kill Tyrion, have him do that. I just don't see his character actually doing it unless it's in that specific shitty way, where he's going to kill Jaime at the last second, so he still gets his goods.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's not going to get anything from Jaime at this point. Tyrion's possibly dead, let's just say, or whatever the kiss scenario is. Or Tyrion's just in a position where he can't offer him anything more. So he takes the opportunity to kill Jaime, and it's too Game of Thronesy. I don't want it to happen that way. I know it fits. I know it fits.
I like that your worry is that it would be too Game of Thronesy.
I just don't want to see. I don't want to see it coming. You know what I'm saying? I want to. I like predicting it. And,
yeah.
And even if I'm right, still see it in a cool way. But I don't want that to happen specifically.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So people were like super psyched that Gendry and Arya had banged the last episode or whatever, 2 episodes ago, and now Gendry, like as soon as he became a lord, he was like, "Hey,
he got drunk on it too.
Let's get married.
He got drunk on it too.
I love you." And she's like, "You know, that's cool, but nah,
that's not me, baby.
No, that's not me. I'm a wanderer. Yeah, I'll sit on as many dicks as I want."
That's exactly how it came across.
More power to her.
I agree. She's too much of a badass for him.
Yeah,
she really is.
So I think people are probably kind of bummed about that, but that was never going to be her character, and she said that in season 1. So don't be surprised. Then Jaime finally hooks up with Brienne, which people have wanted ever since their jaunt from wherever the fuck they were when she was delivering him back to King's Landing. And then he promptly leaves in the middle of the night to go back to Cersei.
Yeah.
And he does that thing. Remember the movie Harry and the Hendersons?
Yeah.
Okay. When John Lithgow starts throwing rocks
to try to
at him,
go, yeah.
He's like, "Go away!
Yeah.
We don't want you here." That's what Jaime did to Brienne.
Yes.
Essentially, he's like, "You think I'm a good dude? No, man. I push kids out of windows
for Cersei.
For Cersei, everything for Cersei."
How did you take all this? He kept saying everything for Cersei, for Cersei, for Cersei. Now, did you take it the way that they kind of portray it, which is that he's saying, "I'm going to go back to help her," or did you take it as, "I've done all this shit for her, and she still sends fucking Bronn after me to try to kill me in this specific way"? And she didn't even come to help. She didn't do anything. And he wants to be the one to kill her. How did you take that?
I mean, I think they were portraying it the way that he's going to go back and help Cersei because he's almost like a drug addict. But
you think his actual motivation
I think his actual motivation is to go back and kill her.
I do too.
And if he is really, truly going back there,
he's a piece of shit.
Then his character arc was for nothing.
It was for nothing, and
I hate that.
Yes, it's wasted completely. I agree. She should just went with my bear man.
Well, when he got his heart broken, but then some other young thing is like, "I'm not afraid of wildlings." He's like, "All right then."
You're about to be.
Do you know who shit in my pants?
And I love how he gets that look in his face. Oh, God, he cracks me up.
Now, the conversation that Tyrion has with Varys, I want to rewind a little bit back to the banquet feast scene when Dany gets so kind of upset that she's all alone and everyone's praising Jon and no one's really
praising
her, and she leaves. They make a point to show Varys is watching her and he follows her out.
Yeah.
They don't touch on that again, but then we have the scene with Tyrion, who obviously finds out about Jon's true name and lineage through Sansa.
Which he then shares with
Varys. So, do you think Varys is being genuine in his bringing up these treasonous terms of maybe we should have Jon be the ruler, or do you think he's testing Tyrion? I only asked this because they made it a very distinct point to show him follow her
Yeah.
in the beginning of the episode.
Right.
Like he's with her and they had to have had some kind of discourse.
I believe that he actually has a sincere worry about her because they've shown it, I think, since season 5 when he went over with Tyrion?
Well, she straight up told Varys that she would burn him alive.
Yeah, but I don't even mean that specifically. I mean, some of the rash, quick judgments that she's made, they've always made a point to at least show him in the background, being a little questionable about whether she's going to be as mad as her father was, going crazy eventually. Like he does a look like it looks like a bit of a concern thing. And then no, this is the best option we have right now. This is the best one. This is the best one. But now,
Right.
But at the same time, I love how they've always made him. They've made Varys look better than Littlefinger, but he's essentially Littlefinger. Just
Oh yeah.
I mean, which I like that we don't really know if he is. I don't even know if he is doing the best for that. He could be just trying to position himself better all along, and we don't know that, which would be clever. I would like that about it. I do like his character. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of in a mixed.
Now, what if
don't
they're
know.
doing kind of a Watchmen thing, and Varys is kind of like Ozymandias, and instead of a giant, did you read the comic?
No.
And in
It's
the
like
comic
octopus
book,
thing.
it's a giant octopus, not an atomic explosion. And his giant octopus is Dany, and that he actually is pushing her toward the throne because he knows that she's going to destroy things, and actually maybe what's best for the realm is to not have one ruler over the 7 kingdoms.
Yeah. I would have fun with that also. I could see that also.
I still think there's not going to be just one ruler over the 7 kingdoms.
I can absolutely see that being the ending. I can, absolutely. Because right now, I agree with you. There's no one that I feel like deserves to sit there. So it's either going to piss you off at the very ending. But they said that everyone has said it's a very satisfying ending. It doesn't mean it's a happy ending, but it's a
Right.
very satisfying ending.
Honestly, the only couple people that I think would feel okay to me sitting on the throne, Tyrion and Sansa as a remarried couple would make sense. But I was talking to KB about this. I don't know if you were in on the text or not.
I don't remember.
But he was like, "There's no way they would let a Lannister on the throne again so soon."
I see what you. Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah. It does leave that. Mm-hmm. That would be. I would find it interesting if it was written that way.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I mean, do you think
I agree that they're the only. I don't know, man.
I feel like they can almost do basically a mirror of Robert's rebellion, like setting up like this is just like almost like cyclical.
Now Jaime's the Queen Slayer as well as the King Slayer.
Not necessarily that, like just like however it goes down, they're going to show someone that basically had to pay a price that's going to want vengeance.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like just part of the ending. Basically saying that, all this went into righting these wrongs or whatever. And you're left thinking like, oh, the people that are supposed to be ruling, but you see that in the process of doing that, they cause something, and like this, basically this whole scenario is going to happen again down the line, almost like a Battlestar Galactica thing.
Yes, it does. It does seem that way. I agree with you.
I don't know. It's hard to say. But let's move on.
All right.
We mentioned Jon tells Sansa, and that's what gets a lot of this ball of wax going. But Dany getting to King's Landing, she's up on a fucking dragon in the fucking sky.
Yeah.
Should be able to see a fleet of black ships in bright blue water,
Yeah, I agree.
and doesn't.
It doesn't see him. Yeah.
That's a nitpicky thing, but I think it's legitimate because come the fuck on.
Not only that, she knows she's flying. She knows where she's flying to. She knows there's gonna be conflict. You would have your fucking eagle eyes set for any kind of trap or ambush, or I mean, you know what I'm saying? And realistically,
Actually, if they're hanging on this one line of dialogue, they can go fuck themselves. I'm remembering last season when they brought the White to show
yeah,
Cersei, Euron fucking said, I'm out.
yeah, he did. Right, he did.
I'm going to go sail to the islands or whatever.
Yeah,
so if they're hanging on that statement and Danny's like took him at his word that, oh, we don't have to worry about those boats anymore because that guy's gone.
Didn't Jaime tell Tyrion that his boats were still under the employ with
no.
Yeah, because they knew that they had the 20,000 troops on the boats because I remember them talking about that.
Well, then that just makes Danny stupid.
That just makes Danny stupid.
And her death run, when she almost like was just kamikazing them, like head on, like why? Like even your statement, like fly around them.
Yeah, fly left. Just swoop around that big ass rock. They can't turn the boats.
And the dragons can fly high enough where those bolts can't reach them.
Yeah. Do the fucking dive bombing shit that they did, when they first attacked those one boats. I forget what season that was. They would come down, straight down and hit them down.
And I don't know, I guess you can say that the boats that their people were not ready for a fight, but literally not like one cannonball or anything.
Yeah.
Like nothing. And man, they must be really good at loading them fucking bolts,
Yeah.
shooting them and loading up another one right away. Because the barrage that they went through was insane.
Yeah. Tyrion barely made it off one boat.
It looked like he was doing a game of Frogger.
Yes.
So yeah, and then so when they show up, and part of this, I think, when they show up for the negotiations, I think this scene actually showed how much of a good actress Lena Headey is. I think she's fantastic.
Oh, I do too.
She said one line of dialogue that entire time. Everything else was just her face.
Yeah.
And she did a fantastic job. But I know, like, Tyrion's, it's a last-ditch effort, but I know deep down he knows.
Oh, yeah.
She's not
He's the
gonna
one that's
surrender.
He's the one that's talked to Jaime over and over and over again about how she will always only give a shit about herself.
Yeah.
And holding power. She's a terrible person. He's talked to her like 3 times about this shit.
Yeah. And I think it was in the first season. She had a line of dialogue that was something like, "You rule or you die,"
Yeah.
or something like that. So yeah, she was never going to surrender.
I know we just said his name. I always forget his name, but the fact is, I love that actor playing that character. Who's the drowned? Who's their fucking?
Euron?
Thank you. God, I can never remember his name. Euron. How is Euron standing next to Cersei, and not adding up the fact that she just told him that, it was that she's pregnant with his child.
And Tyrion comes.
And
and
says,
talks about your unborn child.
which he's been away quite a while.
Yeah.
Battles and shit. How would he even know? Number one.
Right. Well, the question, is Euron smart enough to put 2 and 2
That's
together?
also, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And even if he does put it together, and Cersei's like, "Oh yeah, it's not yours," does he fucking care?
No, he just wants to be. He just wants to be king.
Yeah. He's like, "All right, well, let's just call it mine then.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I'll put another one in you.
I'll put another one in. We're gonna call it the Kraken." Down in Davy Jones's locker.
Oh yeah. One Kraken comes in, 2 come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross. I knew at some point one or the other had to die, Grey Worm or Missandei. And it probably makes sense that Missandei dies because then Grey Worm has truly nothing
Yeah.
not nothing to live for, but he no longer has
He's not really
hope.
unsullied
Like
anymore.
he's gonna go full on Universal Soldier. And I think that's. I mean, it's unfortunate for his character because he had a lot of character development.
Yeah.
But for this next episode, it's probably a good thing because he's
He's gonna
probably
die.
going to be
He's
probably going to die, and he's probably going to be potentially a lot more effective because
Sure.
he's pissed,
Because he's pissed. Yeah. Or reckless.
or yeah, he could be reckless. Here's the thing. Also, like talking about like logistics, they got all of those giant things around the border of the city.
Yeah.
I'd assume they probably have some strategically placed within the city because Danny could just fly real high and then just come down in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's like also the portrayal of like the accuracy they have with it.
All right.
When they didn't have these fucking things. And the first time they had it,
In like 1,000 years. When's the last? Yeah.
first time they tried to use one, it wasn't even effective. Qyburn perfected the design or whatever. But still, these people have fucking practice shooting at flying shit. Are you fucking kidding
Even on
me?
fucking boats that are,
Yeah, boats rocking, and they're like, "Oh,
And they put three.
We got a southwest wind at 30 miles per hour, though we have no way to track that. Do we even know what miles per hour is? I don't fucking know. Okay, aim a little down and to the left. Fuck that.
hit that fucking dragon 3 times.
Yeah, one perfectly right through the fucking neck. But I think like the first shot was like right near the heart. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself. Have like the first one miss,
Yeah.
and the dragon's like, what? And then he gets popped.
Or at least see 10 of them shot, right?
Yeah.
And almost everyone but 2 hit him
I
or
know
something.
some of it's just TV dramatics, like, oh my gosh, it'd be so dramatic to see it that way. But much of it, I hate when logic starts getting thrown out the window a little bit just for the sake of drama.
Yeah.
You can do both, guys. You can have logic and drama. I mean, I know the boats were like around a hill, but if you couldn't see the boats, they sure as fuck can't see you.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't like they knew they were coming and they just had those fucking things pointing up at the sky the whole time, waiting. Oh, there's a spot. Shoot the first one. Dead on. Dead on. That dude got a fucking raise. He's promoted. He's the captain now.
He's the captain. He should be fucking Cersei.
You're on. Sorry, I gotta tag you out. I'm gonna go take on that angry pixie. Do you have any other thoughts about the episode?
No, honestly, it's like a...
Well, I guess we should mention Arya left with the Hound. Like
Arya left to go
they're
kill
continuing.
Cersei, and the Hound left for the Clegane Bowl.
Yeah.
Clegane. Excuse me.
Clegane.
Clegane.
Why do you think the episode is called "The Last of the Starks"?
This next one?
No, this current one. That was the one that's the title.
I don't know. There's only 2. And Arya, I mean, really, Arya is a Stark, right? But she's not going to be settled down anywhere. And the only Stark, you can't, well, he's the 3-eyed raven, so he's not even a Stark, really. And then you got you could just get Sansa.
See, I think it's referring just to Sansa.
Yeah. I think it's the
Because
only one you
Arya
can.
is no one.
Yeah.
Bran is a tree man. And Jon's a Targaryen.
He's half Stark.
But he's a Targaryen
But he's half Stark.
by name.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yes.
But I'm sure it was probably just in reference to that scene. Because I
Yeah.
think they even say something like they're the last or whatever. But if you think about it, yeah, Sansa's the only Stark, if you're going by what we've gone through in the story, that's left. Because Arya is something else. She's just an assassin. She's no one.
Right.
And Bran has said many times, he's making it very clear,
I'm not.
I'm not really a man anymore.
How many times I got to say this shit?
I am a tree in a wheelchair that knows everything.
Yeah.
And people are like, okay, bud.
Try not to stare me down.
Yeah, stop looking at me. Would you stop it? So I guess, do you have any predictions for the next episode? Obviously, we're in agreement that we both think that Jaime is going to kill Cersei,
Yes.
not to protect her. The only conflict I have, like where I think that they could go the other way, is the fact that he knows that she has his child. Do you think that he could kill her knowing that his child is in her?
You know, I wondered this. Don't you think, because in the books they make it very clear, Jaime knows she's fucking like 3 other people.
Oh yeah.
So
That's because in the books they all have this like common phrase or whatever that the character will like repeat.
Yeah.
And his is like, and he starts like chanting about all the men that she's fucked.
Yeah.
And he says, and Moon Boy for all I fucking know.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he wants to believe it his, but I wonder if there's that self-doubt thing, because I mean, she fucks just to get whatever she wants. So it's like,
Or he could just think that she's saying that to try to manipulate him.
or that, yeah, you're right. Because she's not showing yet. I see, and it's like getting rid of your nemesis and doing the abortion in time all at once. I think that's what he should do.
I think he might kill her, and like as she's dying.
Take the baby out.
No.
Oh, sorry.
As she's dying,
Make a White
she
Walker out of the
says,
baby.
like he, no, God, shut the fuck up. I think he might, like, you know, if they do this scenario, like he might say something about like her being a liar and this, that, and the other, and like he stabs her, and then like she, while she's dying, like she says in a way that convinces him that she wasn't, and
that
like
it is
he
actually.
somehow knows, maybe by touching her stomach or something, that she was pregnant, and then he offs himself. No.
Can't go that way, man. Arya needs his face.
If he's dead, she can have his
just-
face after that.
It's cleaner, and it gives you another hurrah moment. I don't know. Arya's. I'm a little worried about Arya, because I mean she's killed almost all the people that she wanted to, right? Or they're all dead, and she killed the fucking Night King. Are they really going to give her one more hurrah and have her kill the queen, who's the ruler?
Well, maybe, but the other thing is, once she completes her list, does she get offed?
That
She served her purpose. She completed her goal.
I don't know where else to go with her. I'm saying as
I mean,
you know,
the series ends in 2 episodes. They don't necessarily have to tell us.
but don't. Yeah, sure.
Who do you think is going to die in this next episode?
I think that Dany is going to die this next episode. I really do. I definitely Worm Boy.
Worm Boy.
I think Jon makes it through this one for sure.
See,
The Night King's got to go sooner or later, but I think he makes it at least another episode. Hell, he might survive the whole fucking thing.
the Night King?
Or not the Night King, the Onion King, the Onion Knight.
Onion Knight.
How the fuck did I do that? The Onion Night King.
I'm going to disagree with you on Dany.
Tyrion's still alive for sure.
I think Tyrion, yeah. Varys is going to die at some point via the Red Woman.
Let me ask you this real quick before you say this. Do you think that they're going to call Passage of Time that Arya and the Hound make it there for this big battle, or are they going to save that for the last episode? I kind of feel like you're going to have this big culmination where it's going to look like Cersei is going to win this whole fucking thing out. And then that final episode is when the real shit, like the big battles now, and then the little killings and stuff to finish it off and change the story to a satisfying ending.
Well, what would the climax of this next episode be then?
Cersei's army ends up killing Dany. And that last dragon.
Okay, in that scenario,
Or maybe the
Then
dragon survives and then Jon ends up riding that dragon.
in your scenario that you're bringing up now,
Yeah.
your deaths, I'm okay with. I don't think that's gonna. I think this episode, the war, like, it is what it is. It's going to have an end at the end of the episode. Yeah. And if they do it that way, kind of like how they did the Winterfell Night King battle, I don't think they can kill Dany or Jon this episode, because the final episode needs some kind of tension, and that tension's going to be who's going to sit on the throne.
I see, and I do see what you're saying, because
we're basically we're doing two scenarios.
Yeah,
yours is this episode is not the resolution of the fight with Cersei.
Yeah,
mine is it is.
Okay, I see what you're saying. It seems like too quick. I would need 2 episodes to get. You can't have in an hour. What is this one? An hour and 15 minutes. I think it's an hour.
Hour 15, hour 20.
Don't do this to me where, Jaime either offs Cersei, or Arya comes in as Jaime's face and offs Cersei, and the Clegane Bowl happens, and that's in that episode too. And then also the whole battle where Dany and either is going to prevail or dies, and then Jon comes in and either helps. You can't do all these things we've been waiting for in one episode. You got to have it so it's. Mm-hmm. You got to give us something at the end. I don't want the last episode to be Lord of the Rings for 35 minutes of just and this and then this and that. Right. What else are you going to do in that last episode? You got to give us something else.
I prefer your scenario. I do.
Yeah, but you still think it's
the fact that this next episode is the big battle.
Yeah.
And if we were to have resolution in here, what are you going to do for that last episode? That's an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, you could have the tension of maybe like Dany and Jon are at each other then, but I don't think anybody wants to see that.
What if Varys betrays Dany and helps her get killed in this next episode in order to secure Jon, who he feels is a more secured?
And Jon kills Varys?
I mean, maybe. I don't even know. I kind of feel like Varys is going to be alive through the whole fucking thing.
Now he's got to die.
You think so?
The Red Queen wasn't always good with her predictions. R.I.P.
Oh, yeah,
Shuri.
She did say that. She did say that she did tell him that he dies. You're right.
Yeah, she wasn't really good about the whole God's blood or King's blood thing, and she burned Shireen.
Yeah.
Wasn't really right on that one.
You're right. I did forget about that.
But her later stuff,
yeah, she's
on the money.
I would say, yes, I forgot about that, and he dies. Okay, he's dead.
Yeah. I prefer your scenario where it ends on something very dramatic that is unexpected, where one of our mains die, either Jon or Dany.
Or Dany, yeah.
Preferably Dany, because, I feel like they're leaning so hard that way that they might swing back. But, they've gone out of their way in the past couple seasons to show that she's more like her father than she wants to believe.
So who do you have to root for at the end to win the overall?
Right.
I'm saying if you pin the two, then you don't really want either one of them up there.
Yeah. So maybe this next episode ends with Cersei killing Dany somehow, and that's a big cliffhanger. And the next is the Resolute, but there'd still be I don't know, it's hard to say because there's still basically 2.5 hours of show left. And that's I don't know. I'm hyped for this next episode though.
I feel like Cersei kills Dany. They somehow capture Jon Snow. Cersei says they're gonna execute him a more shitty way. They're gonna light his ass on fire because they don't know that he's. He steps out all naked and shit through the fire and just lobs off somebody's head. He's badass. Dick swinging everywhere, cutting heads off.
What if? Okay, that's not gonna happen. But what if your scenario? Instead of them trying to set him on fire so he can swing his dick or whatever you just said, she wants to rub it in, so she's gonna have him publicly executed like Ned Stark was.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
With a sword, not with fire.
Okay, and then what?
And then somebody else has to come in and save the day. Maybe that's when the Hound and
Maybe
Arya
that's
show
when
up.
the dragon comes in that's still alive and hits John and the Executioner at the same time. Then John's still alive because he can survive fire and shit. Then he breaks out of the chains and all that shit with his dick swinging everywhere and starts lobbing off heads.
So in 30 seconds, he becomes everything that Dany was. He'll be the breaker of chains,
there you
the
go.
father of dragons. Yeah, I could see all of the feminist posts.
You're welcome again, people.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They're like, okay, you did this whole woman empowerment thing with this character over many seasons, and in 30 seconds you had a white man do it.
Yeah.
And
He freed the
wins.
slave, too, because he has no clothes on. His dick's swinging out everywhere.
No, goddamn. Fucking idiot.
What?
I'm done.
Look,
I'm not kidding. I'm done. End it. End it.
I got nothing. I got nothing funny. That was it. So until next time, we're bored in Ohio.
Jesus Christ. Why is his dick the little slave?
It's this. It's look, dude. It's contrapted. You get a belt around it most of the time. It's trapped in this little cage of cloth. Fire releases the slave, man. He breaks the chains, releases the slave.
Are you trying to tell me
Father
that you
of dragons, and he's a
have chlamydia?
father.